the end of our first bid term, and it was brought to our attention, really, looking at thinking about our area, that if we combine the purchasing power of all our members, we could introduce savings that would benefit them. Sure enough, when we explored it, we reckon that we could, in most cases, save people at least as much as the bid cost them.
So essentially the members would be receiving their levy back in some shape or form.
Exactly. Well, I think, I mean, to be honest, we went out to the market and explored a couple of consultancies, and Meerkat were the ones we eventually settled on, having tried someone else first. And I think we just, the things that really worked for us were, and why we settled on Meerkat really, was because that the time and energy you put into the marketing is really what makes the difference. You know, it's a surprisingly difficult sell. It's fine once people get it, but getting your foot in the door and, you know, getting that initial contact is actually quite hard. And so I think the sort of time and investment we made in ensuring that we had, you know, on-site energy ranger to start the process off actually was probably the most valuable thing part of the whole process. Two things really. One is, of course, when people get it and get the saving that can be made and achieve that, it's a pretty no-brain response. You know, people feel good about it. Sure. Saving money is no bad thing for any business, particularly in the current climate. But I think the other part of it is, it's particularly as we're going through a renewal process, it's given us an opportunity to engage with members through a slightly different route, because people might say things to the energy rangers that they wouldn't necessarily say to us, and we're then able to kind of follow up on that, and it improves and widens dialogue as well.
Sure.
Well, in some ways it's almost limitless. You know, once you get a stream going and you realise the potential of it, you know, that will start to lead into other streams, so things like PAT testing and pest control, taxes, careers, you know, all the very obvious streams are potentially or a lot easier to bring on stream once you've sort of started the process. So in terms of cost saving, you know, the world's our oyster in many ways.
Sure.
I think you've done very well, and it's been, you know, a learning process from both sides, and I think that's what's also been valuable, is being able to continually look at what we're doing and what's working, and tweak things and change things when it's not working as well as it could, and to work out what is working. So I think without that, it becomes a very sort of staid and difficult process, because I think every area is probably different.
Yes.
And you know, you need something bespoke and particular